6.6 operations, radical expressions. 6.7 solving radical equations. So let's go through this worksheet. So write an equation in radical form, write each radical in exponential form. So this is a exponential form. We want to write in radical form. So key thing with this is the top number is a power. The bottom number is a root. So you can write it as a radical, right? You have a number here. Here's the power. Here's the root. So in this case, it will be the fifth root of 8 to the first, or just 8. When you go to the second one, right? So it's the fourth root of a cubed. Next one, I'll simplify this first. I mean, you can do it either way. Let's just do it this way. So it's the square root 2 of x cubed, but that is also cubed. So you can also write x to the ninth. Over here, they want you to write it as an exponential. So remember, if you don't see anything, it's a 2, and the power is 1, so it'll be 17 to the 1/2. Same thing over here. The power is a 1, so it'll be 63 to the 1/4. There we go. Evaluate each expression. So it's all about understanding what it means. So first of all, the negative, that flips it. It flips this guy. So it doesn't mean make a negative. This literally means flip. So it's a 1 over 16 to the 1/2. Right? All it does is flip it. Now what does 1/2 mean? 1/2 means square root. So this is like the square root of 16, which we should know is 4. So 1/4. Same thing with this one, right? Negative power, so we flip it. So 1 over 81 to the 1/4. What's the 1/4 of 81? What times itself 4 times gets you 81? That'd be 3. So 1/3. Simplify each expression. So they want to simplify these expressions here. So right there, since you're multiplying them, you just add them, right? Power times power is adding them. It's like if I gave you x squared times x cubed. You should be like, oh, it's x5. What's going on here? X to the 1/3 plus 2/5. So now it's just like third grade math. You gotta find the common denominator. So 3 and 5 both go into 15. So you gotta multiply this by 3 over 3. Multiply this by 5 over 5. So I get x to the 5/15 plus 6/15. So I get x to the 11 over 15. Next one, same idea. It's an a to the 4/9 times 1/4 plus 1/4. Sorry, not times. Plus. Right, same idea in the common denominator. What do 9 and 14 both go into? 36 only thing I could think of. So 9 and 9, and 4 and 4. So a to the 16 over 36. Let me write that nicer. A to the 16 over 36 plus 9 over 36 gets me a to the 25 over 36. That's all I could do. Next one, nothing for me to do there besides flip it. So you get 1 over y to the 4/5. That's it. The next one. So this is what they want. This is what they want. The book wants you to do. I think it's a little dumb. What they want you to do is do this. I could rewrite these because nothing happens. If I do a 4 for 25, there's no 4 for 25. I could rewrite this as 5 squared and x squared to the 1/4. And then what you could do, you could simplify it and get 5 to the 2/4, x to the 2/4. So that gets me 5 to the 1/2, x to the 1/2. Or if you want, 5 square root of 5/4. Again, I'm not going to ask you to do that. Just want to show you what sometimes the book wants you to do stuff like that. Let's get to the more fun stuff. Solve each equation by using a graphing calculator. So let's solve each equation. So this one right here, we want to solve this thing last, right? Isolate that square root first. So let's add 4 to both sides. And I get 2x plus 5 equals 7. And now the radical is by itself. Now we can square it, right? To get rid of the radicals, square both sides. 2x plus 5 equals 49. Subtract 5. 2x equals 44. Divide by 2. X equals 22. So there we go. I guess they want me to check using a calculator. I'll do this once so you can see what they mean. They mean literally just plug it in and see if it works. Square roots. Because you do want to check your work and make sure it's right. So square root of 2 times 22 plus 5 minus 4. 3. So that does work. Next one. Same idea. Let's get this by itself. minus 6 minus 6. 3x plus 1 equals 5. So now we can get rid of the radical. So we square both sides. 3x plus 1 equals 25. Subtract 1, subtract 1. 3x equals 24. Divide by 3. X equals 8. Next one, one's super easy, one's disgusting. So let's do the super easy one first. Hey, how do I solve this? Square both sides. So you get x minus 4 equals 2x minus 13. Now remember, I have x on both sides, so you get them on the same side. I'll move the x over here and I'll move that over there. So minus x plus 13 plus 13. 9 equals x. Done. Next one, a lot more disgusting. So I can't isolate the radicals, so you just gotta bite the bullet, square both sides. This side's easy, x minus 3. This side is not x plus 4 plus 1. No, remember, if you square something, you multiply by itself. So this is for my honors out of the 2 trig kids. Multiply these, you get x plus 4. Multiply this, minus square root of x plus 4. Minus square root of x plus 4 plus 1. So I have x minus 3 equals x plus 4 minus 2x plus 4 plus 1. And the same idea, let's isolate the radical. So I'm going to move this guy over. That's 5, so let's subtract 5 from both sides. Cancel, I get negative 8 equals negative 2x plus 4. Now before I square both sides, I gotta get rid of the negative 2. So I get this by itself. So I get 4 equals radical x plus 4. Now I can square both sides. I get 16 equals x plus 4. Subtract 4, subtract 4. 12 equals x. And then that's the answer. Again, you can check your work. Plug in 12. I get 12 minus 3 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Check your work. 12 plus 4 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it does work. It's a lot of work. Next one. Isabel accidentally drops her keys from the top of a Ferris wheel. The formula t equals 1/4 square root of t d minus h describes the time in seconds at which the keys are h height in meters above the ground. Isabel is d meters above the ground. So Isabel is d, that t is time, and h is the keys. Okay. If Isabel was 65 meters high, so that's your d, when she drops the keys, how many meters above the ground will the keys be after 2 seconds? So that's my time. I'm looking for h. So let's sub it all in. So 2 equals 1/4. 65 minus h. So first thing I get rid of is a fraction. So multiply both sides by 4. 8 equals square root of 65 minus h. Square both sides. 64 equals 65 minus h. Solve for h. I'm going to add h both sides and subtract 64. I like having my positive variables. H equals 1. So it's going to be 1 meter off the ground. Find the area of each figure. Okay, so area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So that's the area. So let's plug it in. 1/2. Base is 3 r to the 1/2, w to the 1/4, times the height, which is 4 r to the 1/4, w to the 1/2. Then we multiply things. So 1/2 times 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. R 1/2, R 1/4. So remember, when you're multiplying them, you're just adding the powers. So common denominator is 4. So 2 times 2. So I get r to the 2/4 plus 1/4, which equals r to the 3/4. W to 1/2, W to 1/4, same problem. W to the 1/3. Done. How about the area of a circle? Area of a circle is pi r squared. So pi, and then r is 3x to the 2/3, y to the 1/6, I think, z squared, and then squared. Well, remember that square goes to every single thing on the thing. So I get pi, I get 3 squared, which is 9. I get x squared. Let's remember that this multiplies, it's like 2 over 1. So I get x to the 4/3. Same thing here, I get y to the 2/6 and I get z to the 4. And there's my answer. I can reduce the y a bit, but I'm happy. So last one, let's solve some more. First one, I know it's not radical, it's the same idea. Just get this by itself, so subtract 3. So phi n minus 6, 1/3 equals 1. Then now we're going to square both sides. Actually, sorry, not square both sides. It's the 1/3 power, so we got to do the opposite of that. So 3/1 and cube both sides. So 5n minus 6 equals 1. Add 6. 5n plus equals 7. Divide by 5. N equals 7/5. Again, you can check your work. If you plug that in, 7/5, the 5's cancel out, you just get 7 minus 6, which is 1. Cube root of 1 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. It does work. Next one, same idea. Right, I want to get this by itself, so subtract the 5. 3y minus 2 to the 1/5 equals 1. Take the power to both sides. 3y minus 2 equals 5. Add 2. 3y equals 7. Divide by 3, y equals 7/3. Again, check your work again if you want. 7/3, 3's cancel, you get 7 minus 3, 2 is 5. 5's, am I doing that right? 5 to the 1/5. That might not work. Let's confirm that using our calculator. That's why you check your work, because that might be off. So 1 to the 5th, making sure I did everything right. No, I did not do everything right. I messed up. 1 to the 5th is 1. That's why we check our work. So I should get a 3 here, which will make this 1. My answer should be y equals 1. I'm sorry about that. 1 to the 5th is 1, not 5. If you plug in 1, it works. It does. Okay, last couple. I hope I don't embarrass myself again. So, last couple. Remember, you want to get this by itself, so let's subtract 4. So you get 2x minus 10 to the 1/3 equals negative 4. Divide by 2. X minus 10 to the 1/3 equals negative 2. And then I gotta get rid of the power. So it's cube both sides. X minus 10 equals negative 8. Add 10. X equals 2. Again, you do want to check your work, especially anytime you have to cube a negative. It's always a little funky. Or square a negative, actually. Cubing is generally okay, but squaring definitely not okay all the time. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So this one does work. But you definitely want to check when you have to square it. And you do something with a negative, a power to negative. It always gets messy. Okay, last one. Erase this messiness there. Y equals 1 was the answer. Get this by itself, so subtract 3. 5p minus 7 to the 1/3 equals 2. 3 power both sides, so it gets rid of that. 5p minus 7 equals 8. Plus 7 plus 7. 5p equals 15. Divide by 5. P equals 3. And you can check your work. I believe that does work. And that's the worksheet.